Give him that gap. He is not your friend. He is the father of your children. Somebody can be the father of your children and be your friend as well. But there are some people that, because of their character and personality, you can just leave them at just being the father of your children. He doesn't have to be your friend. Hello guys, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you're new to my channel, hello and welcome to my channel. My name is Summer. So I decided to make this video separate because I have addressed a few topics or some other areas of this whole stuff, but I want to address this one separately. You know, there's this thing about, if I'm not mistaken, how Korra said it, that, you know, she doesn't mind being friends with a guy and be whatever, all of those things she said. But I want to address the area of being friends. I wouldn't advise her to be friends with her ex. I have my there are some men you can do that with and it will be amazing. You know, you'll be friends and you'll all be happy, but no, it's not that kind of man. There are some men you can do that with and everybody will be happy. Not this type. When a man shows a sign that he is vindictive, that he is toxic, like for the fact that somebody will invest so much effort in trying to make people hate you. I'm not saying Korra is a saint. I'm not saying the husband is a saint. I'm not saying all of that. I'm saying that from what we've seen on social media, this is not, anybody is free to, like I always said it. Women, their marriage break up and then they decide, what's that going to say? You know, I always say that on these social media platforms we see when marriages end, there are women that come out and say, I'm now divorced. And they're the first ones to announce it. And then this guy, his own broke up and he came out, was the first one to announce it. I said, but like, hey, you're a man. I said, let me tell you. Anybody should be free to speak, but I say people should be allowed to speak. It's different from supporting the people's supporting people being allowed to speak. Is different then from the content of what they say. There are some things that somebody would say that you would know that, okay, this is being vindictive, or I don't have another word to prove it. Sorry, another word to explain it. When people begin to show signs or say things or do things that show that they are out to make sure that their ex, wife or husband will be miserable. Ex relationship, it can be relationships, right? You know, it can be relationships. I've experienced somebody like Justin, but man, it was not a marriage situation, right? And I saw someone that he invested so much time to try to make his friends hate me. He was telling them lies about me. I get a feel of it, a bit of it from looking at Justin, right? This person went to all lengths to make sure his friends and his family and everybody hate me. This person told lies upon lies, and unfortunately, you know, these people he were telling the lies never came to check with me to hear from me, because if they had heard from me the reasons why I walked away. In this case, I walked away from that relationship. And every day I would thank God it was not a marriage relationship, right? These people never came to find out from my side to know what this person did. Because I believe that any right-thinking person find out what this person did, and they will understand my reason for walking away. But they didn't come to find out from me. They concluded from me. But I kept on wondering, because this particular story I'm sharing, I had walked away and I was so happy I had walked away, and I kept on saying, thank God it was not you know, thank God it was not a marriage. It was getting serious to the point of it could have ended up being a marriage. I kept on being so grateful it was not a marriage, because it made it so much easier. I'm not saying it was marriage, somebody cannot still walk away from something that is frustrating their lives that much, you know, frustrating their life that much. But I kept on saying, thank God, like I didn't have to go through divorce, whatever. You know, it was a relationship that was serious, and I gave it everything. But I saw signs that this is not someone that I wanted to spend my future from. And I dropped that person like a hot potato. And I can tell you that the weight that was lifted off me, I never knew how much weight that relationship had on me until I walked away from it. And I was like, whoa, the weight came off. And I was happy with my life. But when that person, I noticed what ended up happening. He never seems to be happy with the fact that I had moved on and I was happy. He kept on trying to tarnish my image, told lies about me, did so many things to try to make sure that I would not be happy. You get my point? I got to a point where I realized who that person is. That's what they call toxic ex. I'm sorry, for when I look at Justin, I see a lot of some of those things that I saw in that person. I see them in Justin. Toxic ex. Those ones that they are gone, but they still want to control you. They are not happy that with the fact that you have moved on, that you have moved on and that you are happy. I'm not coming here to say that Korra was the angel in the marriage. I don't know what happened in the marriage. That's not what it's about. It has happened. It has happened. They have gone their separate ways. Thank God everybody went their separate ways alive. Right? I grew up in a home where parents physically fought, and that's why I always speak against situations where people stay in violent relationships. Right? Now, when she now said she doesn't mind, she wants to be his friend. Don't give this man. Now, you can't be polite. You can be, what's the word, English word? Cordial. Whatever. Time to drop off the children. You drop them off. Hi. That's it. Don't give him that arm of friendship. No. You give him a bit of power in your life. Don't give him any chance to want to control you in any way. Don't give him any chance to be able to give you a headache. Don't give him, I don't even know how to explain it. Time to drop off the children. You drop them off. Hi. If there's any information, this one had the temperature, give this medication at so and so time, whatever you need to explain for the children's safety, health, and all, for the children's well-being, do that. But don't be his friend. Don't mingle with his friends. Don't be in the same environment with him. Don't be chilling with him and his group of people, whatever way. Don't try your best to separate. The only thing connecting you with him are the children. Or else you make up tomorrow you want to marry each other again, and that's a different story. But that arm of friendship, that the way she explained it, because you don't get anything for mind, he is not the same from what I have seen. Let me tell you, the day that I made up my mind, I'm sorry, it's my mind, I have the right to make it up, right? Okay. The day that I made up my mind about the kind of person that Justin is the day he went and took a breastfeeding baby from the mother and didn't return, according to what was reported. And we saw the video where he was say, yes, I took the child. I said I took them because when we go to court and then the court decide the parent that had the child at that time is the one that is that will have full custody and whatever. And I was like, are you kidding me? This is not them say, I have seen the video that he was secretly recorded saying that. He said it with his own mouth, right? And I said, so it's not even about the innocent little child that is being breastfeeding. It's about what he wants. A father that really focuses, let me tell you, that is a very bad sign. That he is ready to go to any length to make sure he gets his way against Korra, rather than focusing on the needs of his children. The bigger girl, 2-year-old or 3-year-old she is, that's fine. You can have that, whatever. You can have that one. But that little baby that's still breastfeeding, if that child is your priority rather than your vindictiveness, you will not want to take a breastfeeding child away from their mother. There are some farmers that will never move cows' babies, whatever they are called, from the cow. There are some cultures that they say children belong to their father. But even if a marriage breaks up, I shared another video where I was saying that my uncle, marriage broke up while the lady just had a baby. She was allowed to take the baby with her because the baby was breastfeeding. She brought the baby back in a year. Because that period where the child is breastfeeding, you don't take a breastfeeding child away from the mother. If he can be so stone-hearted enough to forfeit the need of a little baby because of his ego, his vindictiveness and toxicity, he can do that. I wouldn't want to be his friend. I will be respectful. But another mistake people may make, when I say don't be friends, it doesn't mean you're enemies. Somebody could live on your street and you say, hi, you're not friends. You can be respectful. There are some places you work, your co-worker. Not all of them are your friends. Some of them are your co-workers, there's no problem. But that's all they are. They are your co-workers. But there are some of your co-workers that are your friends. It doesn't mean the other ones are your enemies, but it means that there's a different kind of relationship you have with people. I would never advise her to be friends with Justin. Because from what I have seen, he's the kind of man that your happiness will always be something he's not happy about. Don't be that close with him. Don't give him the right to even enter your house. Personally, somebody like that should not enter your house. Because from what I have seen, it doesn't mean I'm in there. relationship. I don't know any more than what I'm saying. I see him as the kind of man that may come to your house and say, and I believe he's the kind of man that will do it. He will come to your house and say, you are being friendly, and say, you can come over and you can come over, whatever. And then he walks in. The first thing he may say, is that June's, that's the daughter's name. Is that June's, whatever. Why does she have a purple one, not the pink one? I'm just using random stuff now. Is that the baby's, why does this, he forget that that's your home. You decide what happens in your home. Give him that gap. He is not your friend. He is the father of your children. Somebody can be the father of your children and be your friend as well. But there are some people that, because of their character and personality, you can just leave them at just being the father of your children. He doesn't have to be your friend. I'll say it again. He doesn't have to be your enemy. You don't have to hate him. You don't have to be vindictive. You don't have to, nothing. Just be cordial. Simple, hi, and that's it. Give him that gap. That is when you begin to be powerful. If you don't give him that gap, he may still want to control you in one way or the other and still play that role of, still want to play that role of try to boss you around or whatever. Give him the gap. That's when you get your respect. Trust me. That's when you get your respect. Don't ever make the mistake of thinking somebody's going to be, what's the word? Sometimes English words will fail you. Like, free-minded. Let me use that word. You may be free-minded. I'm like, oh, it's all right, it's all right, it's all right. But you can't necessarily be that free-minded with some people because of their personality. There are some people you shouldn't be. It doesn't mean they're your enemies, but it means that you create a boundary and they have no choice. Make sure they respect the boundary. I see Justin, and that's the kind of man that I see. For your own mental health, for your own well-being and everything. Don't be friends with that man. Don't be his enemy. Be cordial. Respect, all of that. But give him the distance he needs to let him see you from afar. And that's when you'll be respected. People like that is when you give them that distance that they will respect you. If you pull them close, they will be see finish. Pidgin English, how do I say it? I don't know. I don't even know how to say it, the see finish. That's how I see it. As always, I always say it. This is my opinion that I'm sharing from what I have seen. And any of you watching this. And don't forget, this thing is vice versa. This is a woman versus a man. Tomorrow it can be a woman that is a toxic. I say it again, there are some women that are actually the ones that are toxic. So it's not coming here to speak about men or whatever. And it's not all men. Before some people say whatever. I'm saying it for sanity and everything. My opinion that I've shared. And as always, you're free to leave your opinions in the comment section below. And with that, I'm going to say thank you for watching. Until the next time, guys. Bye-bye. Bye.